Hello, children. Hope you're all fine and safe at your home with your family. And I think you're all washing your hands regularly, doing a regular exercise to keep you fit, having a healthy food, and the most important, maintaining social distancing. So, which is very much important in this current situation. Hope everything gets back to normal very soon. So, with that hope, we will get into our regular academics. So, we are just apart in person, but we all now get together by studies. So, it's almost nearly 2.5 months you would have studied. So, now it's time for you to step into your new academic year. And first of all, I would like to congratulate everybody for being promoted to grade 6. Okay, now you have studied about many things about globes, maps, about the rulers of the past, about the inventions and about explorers, and you have came to know about how our government functions and so on in your grade 4 and 5 social science. Now it's time for you to learn in depth about all these things in your grade 6. So you all know that social science is a subject which comprises of 3 fields. That is, one is history, geography and civics. Now let's get into our lesson. So in grade 6, the first lesson you're going to learn about is about the time, source and evidence of history. So history. So what does it mean? So the word history is actually derived from a Greek word historia, which means the knowledge acquired by investigation. So we get some knowledge through investigating about something. So in short, if you ask me to describe history, I will tell it is an account of all the events that have occurred in the past. So it tells about what happened in the past. That is called as history. So the person who studies and writes about the events which occurred in the past is known as historian. And there was a famous historian from Greek who was regarded as father of history, and his name is Herodotus. Children, repeat along with me, Herodotus. So children, you all know that social science is a subject which contains little bit hard words which will be bit tough for you to pronounce in the beginning, but when you keep on repeating the words, keep on writing those spellings of those hard words, you will get used to it. It will be very easy for you. So now let's know, why do we need to study history? Why they say that history is important for us? Okay, let's take a small example, an interesting example too. So now we are in grade 6 and it's 2020. So after 10 or 15 years later, so when you've grown up, you complete your schooling, you complete your college, and you step into your business or some work. And when you got time to cherish your memories of your past just by viewing a photograph of your school days, or just when you clean up your house, you got some notes or books which you used while studying in school, and when you see it, oh, see how beautifully I have written, how beautiful my handwriting is, and I got 3 stars for my beautiful handwriting from my mom. So where it makes you feel happy, right? So after 10 or 15 years, it will be totally different, right? It will not be the same. So many changes would have happened. So many things would have developed very vast. But when you see the things which happened in the past, the way they have happened, so you feel happy and you come to know that, oh, this is the way I have studied, this is the way I have dressed up during my school days. And it will be more different from your parents and from your grandparents. So when you see the pictures of your parents' school days or even your parents' marriage album, so you can see things are totally different from now. The way they groom themselves, the way things took place, it's all totally different, right? So these things are the sources for us to know about our past. So from the past, we understand our present. So example, if you see a marriage album, so the rituals which they are performing, which will be still continuing in your period as well. So you come to know that, okay, these rituals are being carried from my ancestors. So history, it helps us to gain an insight of the events of the present by providing us a knowledge about our past. So it is a story of evolution from being members of a primitive society to that of a modern civilizations. So you all know that our earliest ancestors, the first human, they have a close resemblance to an ape-like primates. So ape, it's like we are a monkey where we walked with our four limbs and we survived on wild fruits or roots, insects, and even we consumed raw meat, slept on trees, slept in caves in order to protect us from wild animals. Moreover, we lived like an animal. So this history tells about how we evolved from being an ape to a civilized human being. So it educates about our past. It tells us how things changed, how things took place in the past. It tells us about our ancestors, the kinds of life they led. So history, it's very much important because it helps us to know two things. One is it helps us to understand our past, which in turn it helps us to understand our present as well. Hope I am clear, children. Hope you understand till this what I have taught. So now, so we studied, a person who studies about history is called as historian. So this historian, for his convenience of studying history, he divided history into two periods. So one is prehistory and another is history. So what is prehistory? Why he have divided it into two parts? So prehistory. So history always refers to the past. What is prehistory? It is also tells about our past, but we don't have a written record to know about what happened in the past. Then you would have a question right now, children. So when there is no record, how come we know about our past? Your question is correct. So only source which was available to know about our past is archaeological source. Can I repeat along with me? Archaeological. So archaeology is a scientific study of the remains of buildings or any other objects or artifacts from the distant past that are found buried in the ground. So it has been a year or before that you might have heard from news that our archaeological department, that is Tamil Nadu's archaeological department, they have discovered a city which was buried under the ground in Madurai near a place called Keeladi. So you would have heard about it. So this is an important source, that is archaeological source, from which we came to know how the people lived during that period. Actually, the archaeological department says that it is about 7,000 years back. It is very old, right? So we come to know that how people have lived, how they would have constructed their houses, and we got some other objects like the tools which they have used, like broken pots, something like that. The archaeological department excavated from the ground. So which is the most important source for us to know about how things would have turned up during their period. So next you can see some pictures of archaeological sources. In the first picture you can see that how a total city which was buried under the ground, which was excavated by the archaeological department. And the other pictures I have shown some tools or some materials which was buried under the ground and which was found by the archaeological department during their excavation. And next comes the history. So it is just opposite to prehistory. So it refers to the period for which we have written records. It's very easy, right? Simple. We have some records from which we can understand what happened in the past. So these records describe about the people, places and events happened in the past. These events are arranged in an order in which they have happened, and that is called as chronological order. What is that? It is chronological order. So we have records which are written on rocks, pillars, clay tablets, palm leaves, barks of birch tree, and later on now we have the paper, which are the main sources. So if you just go to any temples, any olden temples, for example if we take a Tanjore big temple, so you can see they have written or they have engraved some statues in the pillars of those temples. If you got to go to there, you just see it, what they have written. You can see some sculptures they have engraved there. So each and everything in those pillars gives us an information about the past. So it is one of the main sources for us to know about our history. So again, history is divided into 3 periods. Before going to that, you can see some example pictures of the sources of history. Like something was written on the rock, you have clay tablets, so you have palm leaves. You would have heard from your grandparents. If you ask your grandparents, they will give you more information about the palm leaves and the barks of birch tree, and you can see something which was written on the rocks. So these are some examples of the sources of history. And as I told you, history is again divided into 3 periods. One is ancient period, medieval, modern. So why it is divided into 3 periods? As I told you that history is very vast to study. You can't just study history in one night. It's very, very vast. So only it is divided into 3 periods. So it's ancient period, so which relates to the events which happened in very distant past. That is like Stone Age, you can say. So the second is the medieval period, which relate to the middle period. The third is the modern period, which relates to the events that occurred in the very recent times. So each period is distinguished by specific characteristics and developments. So in the society, so what are the things happened? Like how the political environment was, how the economic conditions and how the cultural developments was there among the people. So it distinguishes about the developments and specific characteristics which happen in each period. So that's all for the time frame in history. So hope I am clear. Children, if you can't understand, just watch the video once again and get a clear idea of what I'm teaching. So as I used to tell, don't be a bookworm, don't just mug up whatever is given in the book, but please try to understand what I'm teaching. So if you understand and study, it will be in your mind forever, and it will be help you in all the situations. So we in this lesson, let's sum up. We saw what is history, why do we need to study history, how history is important for us to know about our past, and how it helps us to understand our present, and how the history is divided by the historians like prehistory and history. So what is prehistory, what is history, and again how the history is divided. So ancient, medieval and modern. So that's all for today's class, children. Hope I am clear till what I have taught you. Just go through whatever I have taught you from your book and underline the hard words and important points using the scale and pencil very neatly. So I have given the meaning for two words, that is archaeology and artifacts, for your better understanding. So see you all in the next video. Until then, bye from me. Take care.